The live action Scooby-Doo. I don't know. Aren't you guys wishing they would do something with this franchise? Aren't you like, I'm always like, Warner Brothers. You know how many generations of kids just grew up on live action Scooby-Doo? You make a third movie, $1 billion. I guarantee it. Fine. You don't want to? You make a reboot live action with some pretty well-known faces? You make $1 billion again. And yet, Warner Brothers is on this weird kick where they don't realize some of the properties they have can make money. Looney Tunes, for instance, and Scooby-Doo. Because, Warner Brothers licensed out the Scooby-Doo property to Netflix. And so we are getting a live-action Scooby-Doo TV show that will be coming to Netflix. Now, the one hesitation I did have about this before I go into the actual plot of the show and the new origin story is that it's being done by Greg Berlanti, and that name might be familiar to you because he was the guy who was responsible for most of the DC shows on the CW. Or no, am I wrong, or is it just the Riverdale? I believe he did some of the CW shows. Let me see. He did Green Lantern. He was a producer on that. Did Riverdale, did The Flash, Gotham Knights, and all that. But he's kind of the Riverdale producer, Greg Berlanti. So he's had like a huge hand in a lot of those Titans, Doom Patrol, Batwoman, Supergirl. Yeah, so like I said, all the like CW type DC shows, which some people love, some people hate. That's the kind of vibe he's bringing into live action Scooby-Doo. It's on Netflix, different network. I'm sure there was maybe rules on CW that limited him in some things. I'm going to give it a chance. Can't be worse than Velma, right? Well, along with this announcement that Netflix made saying, okay, we're going to move forward with this. We are going to make this TV show. They revealed the official plot that also lets you know the new origin story for the Mystery Gang. So actually, let me pull up the tweet from Netflix because it has it better displayed. Scooby, or is it just Scooby? And I was kind of shocked with the way they're reimagining this. So they have it here. In this modern reimagining, old friends Shaggy and Daphne team up at summer camp with scientific townie Velma and the strange but handsome Fred to solve the mystery of a lost, lonely Great Dane puppy who may have witnessed a supernatural murder. And here you go. The first page of the script, Scooby-Doo episode 101 with the writers here. Okay, so first off, I think the interesting thing about Scooby-Doo, because we've had many iterations as decades gone by, I think there's been like 10 different shows on Cartoon Network and whatnot, and the animated movies are endless, and even Matthew Lillard, I think, is still voicing Shaggy. So the funny part about, or not the funny part, but the cool thing about Scooby-Doo is I don't think there is a definitive origin. There's no Peter Parker. There's no Batman where, you know, Uncle Ben has to die. His parents has to die. There's no real definitive origin for Scooby-Doo. So whenever you reboot it or do something new, you can change it up however you want as long as you keep the characteristics of the characters the same, which Velma, in my opinion, didn't, and is why I really didn't like it. And so I have no problem with that being the new origin, but I do want to make some comments on it. So I think it's funny that whatchamacallit, Scooby and Shaggy are not best friends from the very beginning. That's at least always how I want the origin story to go, because I grew up on a pup named Scooby-Doo. I don't know how many of you guys watched that or grew up with that, but I watched the crap out of that. Scooby-Doo, Daphne, Shaggy, Velma, and the crew. Good stuff. And it was just them as little kids, and they were still solving mysteries. But I always saw it that way, is one day Shaggy went into a pet store, or one day his parents gave him little Scooby. They were friends, da-da-da-da. And then one day they meet Fred, Velma, Daphne, however they want, whether it's detention at school or a mystery to solve. I think the interesting thing this time around is that Shaggy and Daphne are the ones who knew each other from the beginning. Are there even any photos with Shaggy and Daphne next to each other? Let's just look up Shaggy Daphne. Okay, oh God, there is some. Did I miss some Shaggy Daphne lore? Gonna have to be filled in on that. But the Scooby-Doo I mainly grew up and was watching almost never had interactions with Shaggy and Daphne. And you think I'm leading that up as a negative. I'm not. I think that's the interesting part about this, is that they're making two characters that you almost never see interact or really have chemistry with each other. Because, you know, In some iterations, I have seen they make Shaggy go with Velma, and they make obviously Daphne with Fred. Daphne and Fred's always been a thing, and then you have the pairing of Shaggy and Scooby, and so on and so forth. But I think you never think about Shaggy and Daphne being friends or hanging out. So I like that from the start. They're doing something new. They're creating a dynamic that isn't the norm. What? Shagusi? Continuing on. So I like that part of it right there. They're starting off as old friends. They're going to be the ones who know each other from the beginning, right? And then it continues on saying that from there, they're solving this mystery, and then they add a summer camp, which already love that vibe. Friday the 13th, horror vibes. That's always what Scooby-Doo should be. Gateway horror, Courage the Cowardly Dog style, where it's just introducing you into that genre, putting you in situations to keep it creepy. Summer camp, love it. There's a scientific Velma who's in the town that can help them. That fits in line with her character. I like that. And the handsome Fred. That's all you need from him. Handsome. Done. And then the lonely lost Great Dane puppy, which is, of course, Scooby-Doo. Now, the only part here, and my kind of wish for this series, they do mention he witnessed a supernatural murder. And I'm honestly surprised murder is part of the plot. That's a great thing, because that hints towards a slightly more mature vibe, in my opinion. That hints to like, no, we're going to be seeing some stuff go down, because the usual Scooby-Doo show, it's just people getting scared and running away, and it's always like a real estate scam. It's the theme park was bankrupt, and he was using it for insurance fraud. Mr. Wilkins, that was classic Scooby-Doo, right? Just things like that. There's never the guy trying to kill somebody. It was just scaring them away from their house or this place. But no, someone's gonna be murdered. Someone's gonna die. And I'm like, all right, already going to a level of matureness, I hope, with this. Let's not take it to Velma level. Let's not take it to live action Powerpuff Girls level, okay? Unless you cast Daphne as Sydney Sweeney, then I'm gonna hear you out. I'm gonna hear you out. Okay, let's not go Euphoria style with the Scooby-Doo gang. Let's keep it a little light. Murder, pretty good route to start off in. I do wonder, though, is Scooby going to be CGI? Will Scooby-Doo be talking? Or are they going to have like a trained dog that sometimes is CGI, but most of the time is just a regular Great Dane? What does a Great Dane puppy look like? I know what a Great Dane looks like, but a puppy Great Dane? Puppy Great Dane. Great Danes are big dogs. Oh, let's search brown. Brown. Oh. So it was going to look something like this. That's little Scooby right there. You could put on the collar, something that nice. I wouldn't mind it. It all depends how they go. I would obviously want the dog to talk, but if that's too weird for the show, too unrealistic, just make sure you give this dog lots of expressions. Better be a very well-trained dog. I want Oscar-worthy performances out of this dog, okay? Because I needs it, okay? So, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, I'm scared it's going to be too Riverdale-y. I'm scared it's going to be too much teen drama vibes. I don't want to see so much of that. I genuinely want them to just create a fun mystery and us to explore it. Like, that's just what I want. If it's too much love triangle BS with like, Daphne likes Fred, but I like Shaggy. We should all just do it at this summer camp. No, there's a murder. He's still drowned in that lake and you're about to go skinny dip in it. What am I watching? You know, that's what I'm afraid of. So let's hope they get it right. Let's do it good. I'm excited for this. Let me know who you want cast in the show. That's also going to be interesting. Honestly, I think you could just look at whatever popular Netflix movie is on right now, and those are going to be the stars. If this was like 5-6 years ago, it'd be Noah Centineo as Fred. It'd be the girl from Kissing Booth as Velma. Jenna Ortega probably is Daphne. Shaggy would be, I don't know, I'm trying to think. Just whoever's the latest Netflix young star. It would have been the Outer Banks cast, basically, you know? Jack Quaid is just too old. This makes it sound like they're teenagers. Like they're pretty young. So I'm expecting people that are like probably 25, 24, but they're in the show, they're going to be like 17, 18 kind of vibe. Riverdale age. Maybe it is someone from Riverdale. It is Greg Berlanti, so, you know. So we'll see. You guys let me know what you decide on there.